Hi, welcome to Politics with Gen Z. My name is Quintarius Oliver, and I will be taking you on the journey through politics as a person of Generation Z. So, I want to start off by telling you guys why I created this channel. I created it because a lot of people my age, they generally didn't know about politics, and they honestly didn't think their vote counted. They did not know basic stuff like that we vote for Senate and we vote for Congress. So I just want to talk about politics to people my age so we could learn more and close the gap between the boomers and the millennials in my generation. So let's get into the politics. On Monday, November 23rd, President Trump at like 8 p.m., 7 p.m. around that time, he finally initiated the GSA director, Emily Murphy, to release the funds to Biden's transition team, which should have happened it should have happened on November 7th when the election was called. But, you know, President Trump being the president that he is, he wanted to take it to court, so they just weren't releasing the funds. I mean, the last time that happened was with Al Gore and George Bush, but the thing was, it was one state, not 4 states that he's trying to flip. So, I mean, at this point, he's only one case out of the 30, so 29 cases he's lost. So I think it was time. Well, it's been time, but I think yesterday with Michigan certifying the votes for Biden, that it clicked to them. We lost. It's no way to flip it. It's no way to reverse it. It's no way to do anything about it. He went on Twitter and he he said thanks to the GSA director, Emily Murphy, for being so patient with him and all that. But he went on later and said, "I will never concede." I think that's I think it's bad for the country, because we go around to other countries telling them how they should have a fair election and they should concede and not act as a dictator as he's acting right now. And I really think that he should concede, not only for himself and his legacy, but for his supporters, because some people are still believing that he's going to win this election 17 days after the election was called. So now I'm just sitting here thinking, these people are going to not ever be able to think that Biden's president because of the fact of Donald Trump hasn't conceded. I mean, at this point, it is what it is. I'm just move on. How about that? Speaking of elections, during the midterms of 2018 elections, the Democrats took a lot of House seats, but during this past election, they lost seats. And now there's fighting between the progressive Democrats and the more conservative Democrats. And I feel like they're both right and wrong at the same time. Because some conservative Democrats are blaming this whole losing seats things on defund the police, socialism, and I think it's important for us to discuss those issues, but the way the Republicans ran with it, as if that was the only thing that they were going to do, I think it scared people. It was a commercial on TV showing a lady calling the police, and the police answered and said, "We've been defunded, so we can't help you." So I think the Republican used defund the police as a scare tactic. And I really think it hurt the Democratic Party. And not only that, I don't think Democrats know how to reach out to people anymore. I mean, because they used to for sure have the Latino vote. They're starting to lose that. And I think it's because they know that everybody's not Mexican. But it seems like they treat all Latinos as if they're Mexican, which can in turn make them look like they don't give a damn about the Latino culture. And also, this Green New Deal, I know it scared people in Texas because of the fact of, if you go and read it, it's saying that they're going to shut down every oil company. I mean, for me, I live in Texas. I don't work an oil job. I don't know anybody that works an oil job, so I personally didn't care. But I did think about, wow, if they shut it down, so many people are going to lose their jobs. But however, the Green New Deal also says that they're going to make sure that people get jobs in their energy industry. So I think it's a good deal, but I don't think it should happen now. I think it should be worked out in time, not just shut everything down. Let's go to energy, because it's gonna be chaotic, and I think it's not the smartest thing to do. But I do believe climate change is real. I think we should get to zero emission, but not like at once, because that's pretty tough to do. And we're talking about millions of people's lives that's going to change. Okay. I want to talk about something really, really serious. This pandemic it's been politicized. When it first started, if you can think back to when the pandemic first started, everybody was on the same page. Stay home, be safe, let's take care of each other. Now, the Republican Party, don't wear masks, don't fall for what the doctors are telling you. Don't do it. In the Democratic Party, wear masks, we save lives. And now, the people of America are either like, I'm gonna do what the Republicans are telling me, or I'm gonna do what the Democrats are telling me. Then we got people who are just like, I'm over this pandemic. People are lined up at the food bank lines that's never have to even go to the food bank line unless they were donating. People don't have money. People can't pay their rent. People just can't do anything right now. And it's sad to think about, but at the end of the day, we still have to think about the people that could get sick if we go out and don't give a damn. I mean, when I got sick at work, I made sure to call in because I took 2 weeks off because I couldn't risk getting, first of all, my team that I work with sick, and people that I work at a restaurant. I can't get those people sick. My conscience will not let me do that. And I know some people that get COVID and still go out. They don't give a damn because they think it's not real. And I'm here to tell you that it's real. 2,000 people died today from coronavirus. So I think it's pretty real. And people are like, well, old people are only going to die. No, it's not just old people. It's not just old people. We got to stop I don't know. It's just crazy to think about that some people just don't give a damn. And the president's coronavirus task force, they haven't had briefings with him in 6 months. That's insane. We're in a pandemic and he doesn't give a damn about us being in a pandemic. And we have senators like Mitch McConnell who won't pass a bill to help people pay their rent. People are suffering. People need money. People need to go back to work. And he won't pass the bill. And I know y'all gonna give us a flimsy $1,200, but we need that at least. Most countries are giving people stimulus checks every month. America won't even give us a stimulus check for It's been almost 8 months since we got the first stimulus check. And they expect people to pay taxes faithfully, and we can't even get our money back when we need it the most. How embarrassing. This is a disgrace. And I mean, I love America. Hey, I was born here. Like, I feel like it's time to finally change things. And Mitch McConnell makes me want to, like, not me personally, but I think they should put a term limit on people being in the Senate. He's been in the Senate being stubborn for the last almost fucking 35 years. And I don't think it's okay. Nobody should think that somebody just being pro-Republican is okay, because there's more than Republicans in this country. There's the Green Party, the Libertarian Party, the Democratic Party. We're all American at the end of the day. So we all should try to negotiate with each other and try to include one another in everything we're doing. So yes, I think it should be term limits on the Senate, because this is ridiculous. In Congress, actually, because there's some Congress people that I know, and I'm just like, you've been in Congress since the 80s, and you haven't done a thing other than collect taxpayers' money and live a lavish life. Like, that's just insane to me. And speaking of senators, I just honestly, the Republican Party, like a year ago in my eyes, the Republican Party a year ago was a party full of conservatives, pro-life people, people that care about their guns, people that cared about freedom of speech. But now, it's not the same Republican Party that I know. I'm from Arkansas, so I know the Republican Party. This seems like a group of conspiracy theorists and a bunch of babies. And it's sad to see these people who had respect from both parties look like idiots for Donald J. Trump. So I'm calling on any Republican that's listening, call out your Senate person, because they still won't tell this man to concede. And they're doing it for the Georgia runoff election in January, which is, I think, pretty ridiculous that they won't call him out for saying election fraud, because I think if they continue to let him say that the Republicans in Georgia is not going to want to vote, because of the fact of he's saying there's so much fraud that they're going to get scared away from voting. So, I mean, as far as Democrats are concerned, I would let him run off, say voter fraud, voter fraud, voter fraud, because of the fact that that may reverse psychology in his voters' mind that, okay, my vote's not going to count. And they're not going to vote. Honestly, I think it's hindering them instead of helping them. And I mean, if that's what President Trump is doing purposely, hey, that's them. And also, I just want to tell every person of color, not just person of color, every person that thought that their vote didn't count, look at what's happening. This man has had 29 cases to flip an election. So guess what? Your vote counted. And they were surprised that you came out and voted. So you got to look at it and be like, oh my God, my vote actually counted. It counted so much that they didn't want my vote to be counted. So it counts. It's just they don't want you to actually vote. And this time you got to vote. So every 2 years, get out and vote. Make sure you go vote, because your vote is needed. Your votes matter. We care about your vote. And if you're in Georgia and you're watching, please go vote January 5th in the runoff Senate election. It doesn't matter who you vote for. We just want to see and hear your voice. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Politics with Gen Z. Make sure you press the subscribe button. Come back and watch next week. Leave a comment below. If you hated the video, please tell me. If you loved it, please tell me. Just say whatever you want to say, and I'll be fine with it. Thank you so much for tuning in.